Hi everyone.
Hello, hello. You cannot see me yet, but here I am. I will be tiny all stream, so you get the best viewing experience and can see my kit properly sized.
Yes, firstly, this is going to be my first time I'm going to host, so go easy on me. I learned a lot during the preparation, so I'm trying to give you all the best experience I can give. So today we're going to talk about the monitor
I really
arm.
feel like mini-me, by the way.
Yeah,
because I'm so tiny.
You're really tiny on my screen.
NRT says Mike is life-sized. Now I went on a diet, and as you can see, it worked.
And I gained some weight, and as you can see, it worked, sort of.
Aw, thanks, Big Radio. Big Radio said small in size, big in personality. I like that one.
So what I wanted to talk about today is monitor arms. Currently, we have a Black Friday bundle all over the world with our 27-inch monitor screens. However, the screens that are part of this bundle differ per region, of course. So to check which screens are eligible, you have to check your own region. But let me show you the page. So here you can check which screens are eligible for the monitor arm, and of course there's a limited supply, so if I were you, I would grab one as soon as possible. But as you can see, for example, I'm using the Netherlands right now. We have only 4 screens that are eligible for the screen in the gaming monitor section. And however, if we go to a different country, so let's, for example, let's go to Germany. Okay, that doesn't work.
Das ist nicht vorhanden. I love that. German is such a great language.
See, if we go to... If we go to the German store, not this one.
Just open a website, put it to global, then it will ask you. Ah, yeah, this is also the
So if we
German.
go to Germany, for example, we can see that there's a bigger selection that is a part of this bundle. But not only gaming monitors, we also have business and productivity monitors. As you can see, there's a bunch of business and productivity monitors that are also a part of this bundle.
But what is the bundle? What do they have to buy? What do they get?
So the bundle is that you have to buy 2 of these 27-inch monitors to be eligible to get one of these monitor arms. And as you can see, this is what it will look like. Of course, this is a picture, and I'll show you the real product in a minute. But as the bundle says, if you buy 2 monitors, you get the monitor arm for free.
And we're going to show you all about this monitor arm today. Mankit will also put his current monitors. I think these are also part of the bundle, right?
Yeah.
The ones in front of you right now.
Yeah, these are the QRF-QD 27-inch monitors, and these are identical, and these are also a part of the bundle, as you can see here, which is this one. And as you can see, you're actually in luck because we have a Black Friday sale right now. So that means you can get the screens with a discount, and when you get 2 screens, you'll also get the monitor arm for free. So if you are looking for an upgrade with your screen, I would say go grab them and make your desk fully
Just
clean.
a quick check in the chat. Chat, how many monitors do you guys use at home? Just curious, how many use single, dual, even triple? For example, I use triple monitor. I use 3 of them. Like, once you start with it, it's so hard to go back to fewer monitors. Okay. Achilles is 1, Swakets 3,
Michiel?
EN9K 2 plus television. That's indeed also a setup you can use.
Michiel?
Yeah.
I cannot read the chat.
You cannot read the chat?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let me see if I can fix that for you.
Yes, please.
Is that just completely switched off?
No, it's turned on.
I know Eric kicked away some cables today, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Oh, well, it's booting up now.
Okay. Let's see if this works.
Let's see if this works.
Then for now, I will just tell you how many monitors.
Yeah, perfect.
Ridley uses 6 monitors. I think that's a record so far.
6.
It's a lot of 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2.
Ridley, can you tell me what you use 6 screens for? Because I'm quite interested in the use
I'm also
case.
curious, is it like 3 on top and 3 below, or do you have like at the stock market kind of setups? I'll see some people using ultra wide. Actually, it looks like the majority of you guys are already using multi-monitor setups.
Including the TV and also a tablet sometimes.
And do you guys use the monitors on like their original stand, or do you use monitor arms for it? Or maybe something completely different. Maybe you have an old box you put it against, or whatever you do.
Your monitor. Okay, I see. Okay, in that use case, I understand why you would need multiple screens as you're checking multiple chats. Makes sense.
Oh, by the way, I see some people cannot see the giveaway links. I will post it in chat. Market, have you already announced what our giveaway is today? Because I think people already had a spoiler on top of me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So we have a bundle with Football Manager currently. However, this bundle is only active in, correct me if I'm wrong, Michiel, in Poland and the Czech Republic?
Yes. Later on we'll show some more information. Poland, Estonia and Czech Republic actually. We will talk a little bit about the promotion later. It's a promotion with certain gaming chairs. Then we will also let you know at what resellers you can get this, what gaming chairs are eligible, etc. But because of this promotion that we're running, we're giving away several Football Manager 24 game keys.
Yep.
Market, how many do we have? Then I know how many I can draw.
I think we have 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah, we have
5
5
keys, okay.
And these codes are eligible worldwide, so these are not limited to just Poland, the Czech Republic, and
Estonia. So that's where the promotion runs, but for the giveaway we have worldwide codes. So if you want to participate, if you're into football, this is your chance.
Sadly, I'm not really into football.
You're
I don't know anything about it.
Not even like national teams or?
I would watch like the World Football or
like the World
call
Cup.
it soccer, but I would watch the World Cup.
Yeah, okay.
And
but like Champions League, you never watch?
No.
Oh, Champions League is good.
Maybe in the past when I watched it with my father, but right now, no.
I think like usually Champions League is probably even higher level than what you would see at the World Cup, because you have like the best players of all those countries in like very specific teams that are usually the top teams in the Champions League.
Are they Steam or something else? No, they're not Steam. They are. It's a website actually. I can I can show it real quick if anyone wants to see it.
No, but I think the game codes, are they Steam codes?
No, they're not Steam codes.
They're not Steam codes, okay.
No.
But yeah, for the winners, we will include some instructions on how to use it.
Okay, you can do that on wall too.
Brian says, ew, football.
Yeah.
I guess Brian is not a fan of football.
Yeah, well, I would say.
Ridley says, Netherlands have a very good team. We used to have. I don't think we're that strong at the moment. Yesterday we had a match against Gibraltar, but yeah, it's a tiny country, but.
The only strong team I still remember is with like the old members like Arjen Robben, Sneijder.
Yeah,
Van
that
Persie.
was a good team. Like
But
the one that
we have
came
a whole new
second in the
team
World
now.
Cup as well. But nowadays,
Let's see. All right. I'm too lazy to get wall mounts and the necessary hollow wall anchors. Well, this one you can actually hook up to your table. I mean, we also have the screw sort of wall mount, but you don't have to use them per se. So you can just use it to hook it up to your desk. And I understand why you would not want to get
sorry guys,
things
cheers.
specific to hook it up to the wall, but yeah. Let's see. But okay, there's
Aaron
a
is
tutorial
asking, can you pin that link, please? Unfortunately, I'm not logged into YouTube here, so we use Restream. So I have like a combined chat of all the different platforms at one, but that also means that I cannot like pin a single message within specifically YouTube. But I will post it every now and then. Here, I can post it again now if you want. There you go. And our board should do it, but our board was struggling a bit, so I'm not sure if it works right now, but we'll see. Otherwise, I'll just post it manually a couple of times so you can participate. If you're not into football, then maybe you don't want to participate.
So personally, I use two screens. I actually use a 32-inch screen and a 27-inch screen.
And you have them on top of each other,
Yeah,
right?
I have them on top of each other, but that's just a stupid mistake of mine. I bought speakers that were too big for my desk, so I had to stack my monitors and
First world problems.
it's mostly because the 32-inch screen, I kind of underestimated the size of it, and because it has a strong curvature, so that means that the weight, the center of the weight is somewhere else, which means I need a stronger monitor arm to actually make sure that it doesn't fall on my desk. So that's why I actually got a gas spring monitor arm, and it works. Yeah, it's a Samsung G8. It's that one because at home I play on 4K.
My kid's only excuse is that he didn't work for MSI at the time. Yeah.
To be honest, yes, that is one of the things. I didn't work for MSI back then, and
now he saw our widescreen OLED and how
and
he's kind of regretting his purchase.
I tried to send it back. I tried to get my money back, but
you lost.
I lost, and I have to stick with it. So who knows? Maybe in the future I'll switch it. Maybe I'll sell my 4K screen. But for now, I'm happy with the way it is, and I can't complain. Let's say it's a fancy problem. It's not it's not something people face every day. So.
And we also use Samsung in several of our screens, so
Yeah.
the panels are nice, I think. Ridley is actually saying, well, I'm from Sweden and our team sucks at the moment. But did you shout a lot of Heja Sverige? Because then you may have won if you did. And may have qualified as well for Euros. I think Sweden is completely out of the Euro.
Yeah, it is. It is a wonderful display. I mean, it's a mini LED, and that's something I really wanted, just because I wanted to get more true blacks. But OLED, I'm afraid of burn-ins and stuff like that. But back then I was also not that knowledgeable on screens, so it was, let's call it an impulse purchase. I didn't really think about it, so.
See, Shambles is saying, how about using two monitors combined for FPS games? How would, like, combined usually, I think two monitor setups are usually good if you want to game on like one monitor and want to do something else on another monitor. So for example, my kid later on will also be playing a game on one monitor, and for example, he can use his second monitor to read the chat.
Yep.
However, if you're gonna game on a multi-monitor setup, you want to avoid having bezels in the middle, because that's where you will aim. So if you play a shooter game and if you like extend your displays and the game over two displays, you will have the bezel straight in the middle. So if you want to play games on multi-monitors, I would suggest to go with 3 monitors, because then at least the middle is in the middle of your middle screen. That's a lot of middle. But then also your crosshair and stuff where you will aim, etc., will be in the middle of a screen instead of on the edge of 2 screens.
Let's see. Yeah, I went with a mini LED because also because I have a 4090, so 4K, 4090, 240 hertz. It sounded like the perfect gaming setup for me. So yeah, like I said, it was an impulse purchase. I should have thought a little bit more logically.
Was the 4090 an impulse purchase as well?
Yep. I mean, I went from 6900 XT to 3080 to 4080 and then to 4090.
And in the meanwhile, I'm just gaming on a 3060.
I mean, I'm most of the time I play shooters, and mostly like Apex and CS:GO, and I really like to have high FPS and MSI 4090. Sadly, no, because back then.
Luckily, you're still on a temporary contract, right?
Because back then I didn't work at MSI yet. So
Everyone makes
actually,
mistakes. Yeah, still time to fix it.
Fired. I did have a 4080 MSI Supreme. I did have that one, but I got greedy and I went for a 4090.
Yeah, that's also 4090 is also a bit tricky to get nowadays.
Yeah. To be honest, I can always sell my 4090 and go for a MSI Supreme.
That sounds like a good plan.
If I can stay at the company that way, I'll do it.
Swatcat says, I have an MSI graphics card. I went for some specifics I don't regret. I had some MSI motherboards and they performed very well. Good to hear. What did you have? I'm curious to hear. Let me see, did I miss something else in chat? No, all good. In the meanwhile, I think you can already continue.
Yep.
So I will switch you to the big screen so we can properly see what on earth you're going to do today.
Yep.
Because I see two screens, but no monitor arm.
So I wanted to give you guys the best experience regarding unboxing and everything, but I was a little bit too excited and forgot the order of how everything goes in the box.
I struggle with this as well. Like, getting something out of the box is always very easy, but how on earth should you usually repack it?
He's gonna dance on the table? No, no, no. Maybe.
Oh, Monk and L, that's a good idea.
Maybe when.
Now, kid, you do like dancing, right?
Yeah, I actually danced for 6 years.
I see some possibilities here. No pressure.
No.
Come on, Chad, a bit of group peer pressure here. You can do it.
If we're going to do a game like Just Dance, maybe, or some VR.
We're gonna remember that. I'm gonna
games.
find a dance game, and I'll make sure that you're doing that live stream. I'm a very poor dancer, by the way.
You can keep that in mind. I really love dancing. It's a great way to express myself.
Did you ever play Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Are you like one of those people who does a lot of dancing in between while slashing all the
I incorporated dance moves within the, with them, because in the beginning it was.
I saw some people who are crazy at that.
Yeah.
They got like these insane dancing skills while playing Beat Saber.
I couldn't get past expert. Expert was like the highest level I could get. Expert.
Oh, don't worry. That's probably way further than I have ever gotten in Beat Saber.
To be honest, if the chat wants to see some Beat Saber sometime, I'm up for showing my skills. But until then,
Shamble says no RGB version of the ErgoFlex.
No.
Not at this point, but you can always make it RGB with like some LED strips or something, just to get some extra FPS in.
So I'm going to show you the contents of everything. So firstly, you'll get the plates that you need to actually hook it. Sorry, is it too loud? Or
the close-up camera is in quite a tricky position, I think.
Oh yeah. Wait, actually, I'm going to stand in the front.
Or
is
just
it
move it and move it at your table. I will. Let's see if it. No, the camera, not the not the monitor.
No. You can use the close-up so I can show everybody.
Okay.
The screws. So firstly, we got this. This is a back plate that you actually hook up to the table so that it holds the monitor arm for you. And then we have a couple more things. So this is actually the base plate where you actually put the monitor arms on. So this would actually go here.
So each of those tubes on top is where you put one of the arms on, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing actually. So I have some monitor arms at home as well. And the thing I really like about the MSI monitor arm is that you can actually use this with a single monitor as well. And you can always think about upgrading to a second monitor later on.
Because you can just take the whole arm off, basically.
Because I'm going to show you the arm. So the arm, as you can see here, it's quite robust. I think it was made from aluminum. As you can see, this just pops.
Were you just testing how robust it was, or?
As you can see, this just pops in. This just pops in really easily. And then you can screw it tight. But
Should I watch out for my head here in the corner, by the way? You almost smacked me with the monitor arm.
you're not that close. But I'm going to show you guys how to hook this up. And I'm also going to show you how much space you will have, extra space you will have when you actually have a monitor arm. Because currently right now, can you switch back to the main camera?
Yes, I can.
You can see that, like, if you look at the monitors, it takes way too much space. And yeah, of course, if you look at this monitor, I mean at this table is huge. So
This is definitely a big table.
it's you can't really compare it to people that have, like, for example, a smaller table at home. So that's
For
why
reference, these are two 27-inch monitors on top of it, and there's still
there's
plenty
still
of
space left.
It is a big table. Or
Because,
NRT has a good suggestion in Twitch chat. If you put one monitor arm on it, you can use the spare pipe as a pen holder. That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, wait a minute. Do I have a pencil? Well, actually, you can even use it as a tool holder. See?
That kind of works as well.
See? Perfect.
We should add this stuff to the manual, NRT. It's a good suggestion.
Okay, so the way it, so can you go back to the
Yes.
detailed camera? So inside this box, tell me if the metal is too loud. So inside the box, you actually have two screws that you hook up to the back, and you can choose where to put it, because you can go for the one higher and also the bit lower.
Basically, depending on how thick your desk is.
Yeah. But I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to use the highest one.
But this is if you clamp it, but you can also put it through your desk, right?
Yeah, but we're not going to drill today.
No, you're not going to do any.
No, we're not going to.
For
We're not going to
demonstration
drill a
purposes,
hole in
ruining
our
our desk,
desk
no?
today. No.
But yeah, basically that way you can, of course, only do that if you want to use it permanently with that monitor arm. But then you can drill holes through your desk and basically fix the monitor arm even better to your desk.
Sorry, this thing is not really
Ian
light.
9K says Eric would drill. Yes, that's the exact reason why Eric was not allowed to do this live stream. We need this desk for more purposes than just demonstrating a monitor arm.
I think if Eric were here, there would be no desk left.
Probably. He would have totally screwed up the drilling as well. So probably the hole's too far apart or anything like that.
So luckily you also have two tools. You can use this to screw it tight.
Henrik Kinney says, nice, a lot of metal. How much weight it suffers?
How
like the
much
weight of the
Oof.
arm itself?
Let me see. The arm itself, I can kind of like guess it. I think the arm itself is like perhaps.
Maybe the manual says it. You have it in front of you, right?
Let me see.
Because it's indeed all made out of metal. It's quite heavy.
This is not fully out of metal. Of course, you have like the cable management.
Yeah, okay, you get like the tiny. But like the arms and the base and anything like that.
Everything for the rest is metal.
Yeah.
It does not say how heavy it is, but I can give you an estimate. I would say it's about 1 to 2 kilograms.
Per arm.
Make sure your desk is not one of the hollow board ones, even if you want to clamp on it. Yeah, my previous desk at home, I actually did that before. I didn't know it was hollow from the inside because I bought it from IKEA, but I was young. I had no money, so.
So that's basically cardboard inside, right?
Yeah, it's filled with cardboard. So, I still actually have that desk in my in the shed, and you can see I wouldn't call it a table anymore.
Are you saving it for Christmas if you want to create a nice fire in the garden to have some marshmallows?
Let's see. Okay, so we have that set up. So now I'm gonna unhook every screen because now I actually have to install the VESA mounts on the screen itself. While I'm doing that, while I am removing the screws of my monitors, maybe you can do one giveaway.
That's a very good idea. Before I start with the giveaway, I will also share the URL
yeah.
once more in the chat. There
Do you
go.
want to show the presentation, or do you want to do that later?
We can have a no, because for you it's now difficult with the screens probably. Let's do that later. I will tell you more about the promotion in Poland, Czechia, and
And if you
Estonia.
have any more questions, max monitor size is 27-inch,
Yeah.
not 32. But it kind of also depends on the curvature, of course, and the weight, because the advised weight for this monitor arm is 2 to 7 kilograms. So if you actually have a 32-inch that is lighter than 7 kilograms, you can try, but take it with a grain of salt, and don't read too much into it. I can't say that it will work 100%, but I have had cases before where it does work, for me at home at least. So you can always try, but don't tell, I've warned you what the limit is.
We have our first winner for Football Manager 24. The honor is all yours, my kid. Can you read this?
The
You're wearing your
story
glasses.
ends.
Yes, congratulations. The story ends, or maybe the story starts now because you won a copy of Football Manager 24. I hope you like football. Otherwise, you can still manage. Congrats. So please keep an eye out on your mailbox. Then we will email the code with some instructions on how to redeem it in the coming days. If you didn't win this time, make sure to still participate because we will have several drawings throughout the stream. Market and Shirt Me, there are 5 codes. So this was the first one. I will draw 4 more winners later on the stream. And if you are located in Poland, Estonia, or Czechia, later on we will give you some more information about the bundle that we're currently running with several of our nice gaming chairs, because you can get a copy of Football Manager 24 for free in combination with one of those gaming chairs as well. So congrats again, the story ends. Back to you, my kid.
Excuse me?
I said back to you.
Oh, back to me. Well, I am still removing the screws, so if the viewers have any question, it can be about the monitor arms, it can be about anything, go ahead and ask. If it's something personal, I'm okay with it as long as it's, let's say, family friendly.
So basically what my kid does now, take the original stands off, because you need to take those off before you can reach the VESA mount on the monitors. Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
can you
there
maybe
we go.
show the back of the monitor where the VESA mount is now
Can you
exposed?
give me the detailed
Oh,
cam?
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So normally you would hook this up to the back of the screen, and this is where the screws go, and these are precisely located where the VESA mounts go. So the good thing about this monitor arm is the fact that it has a bigger, let's say, screw hole here. So you can actually put, when you screw the screw inside on the monitor.
Are you still on board, guys? Screw the screw.
You can actually.
I feel screwed. Okay, sorry, I won't interrupt you. Continue.
You can actually put this on the back of the monitor, which makes installing it a lot easier. And you can actually install this monitor arm while it's already like here on the base. So I'll show you that in a bit. I also forgot to tell you, you got to make sure that
Tighten it.
these are loose.
Oh,
These are separate.
With the chroma key, they're kind of transparent.
Oh. These are like the plate? You mean this? Oh wait, chroma. Oh, I see. But you actually put them underneath the table, and that's I'm gonna be honest, that's something I don't really like about it, because you actually have to put it precisely on the screw, and then you have to tighten it. And I am used to having it already being a part of the screw so that I don't have to put it precisely under the table. But luckily, it doesn't fall off that easily.
Do you know why this is? Because I do.
Isn't it to spread the pressure?
No, the reason why these are not attached to the screw is because now you have the option to use it through your desk. That's why it's a separate component.
I would have just given maybe like extra ones. I don't know.
But then you have to take the whole stuff out again. Now you can basically use the ones that are in.
Quit screwing around. We got screws to screw. Exactly. Tell that to Michiel.
Always make sure that the base is firmly installed, because eventually you will put quite a bit of weight on it. You're going to put 2 arms and 2 monitors on it. Also because eventually the arm will give you a lot of freedom, so you can move your monitors around, etc. But if the base is not properly fixed to your desk, you may move it over the desk and eventually maybe even knock it off. So make sure that it's properly attached to the desk. That's a very important part.
So make sure when you put the arm in here that you actually screw this part so that it actually stays.
That's how you fix it to the pipes, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather use a screwdriver. So if you have a screwdriver or a iFixit kit or something, this will be a cinch for you. It's not that difficult. So as you can see, it's tight. I'm trying to use a lot of strength and it doesn't pop off.
You may not break the monitor arm, but it looks like you're close to killing the desk.
Okay. I'll blame Eric.
That's always a good idea.
If something goes wrong, it's always Eric.
That's definitely true.
Okay. The good thing is, okay, you can just twist this, move it away.
I love how you're doing all the effort and I'm just chilling here, having a Coke.
Yeah, you know, life's unfair.
Life's perfect here.
So, yeah, let's see.
So both monitor arms
are
will be
firmly
using today.
attached. Okay. So when you're actually installing this, do remember that this is a dual monitor arm, and this actually extends. Oh, can you go back to the main screen?
Yeah.
You do have to remember that the fact that this arm is actually pretty long. So even if you put it like closer to yourself, you have to make sure that you know where you're going to put your screen, because otherwise you have to keep screwing and screwing and screwing, and then yeah, you have to keep screwing around. So I advise against that.
Warned us, quit screwing around. We've got screws to screw.
Okay, so we're going to hook up one of the screens. You can stay in the main cam, because so they give you screws
to screw,
and they're labeled MA. Oh wait, I'll do it in front of this cam. So they're labeled MA, MB, and MC. So the C is to
we don't have an MK for Monkit?
No.
Oh, that's a pity.
Thank God he didn't.
You're not included in the box.
So the first thing you do actually.
Achilles says family friendly. Wink, wink. I think we should have an age limit, right? I think that's maybe a good idea.
If I remember, the stream is already noted not family friendly, anyways.
But that's probably Eric's fault.
Yeah,
I would assume.
So the first thing you have to do actually is screw Actually, you know what? I'm going to change it a little bit so you can see how I screw, and you can see how good I am at screwing. Let's see. Can you show the? Yeah.
Oh, you destroyed. No, I will fix it.
Did I destroy it?
Yep. Look, we're back.
All right, perfect.
Our camera kind of struggles when you move it around. For
That's
some
okay.
reason, it freezes.
Yeah. So you can see this perfectly. So as you can see, this is the bottom of the screen. So what you're going to do first is actually screw the top, put a screw in the top, but you don't screw it in fully. So you leave about like 3 millimeters in it. I heard black screws are bigger than yellow screws. No comment, man.
That's definitely not family friendly.
No comment.
MSI Ergo says cable problem maybe. I think it's like the connector itself is not perfect anymore because we tried some different cables, same result.
So then we can actually go to, oh, I didn't think about this properly. That was not the.
What's the challenge?
To show you how I actually put it on the arm. This should work, but you don't see. You don't see. Okay.
So basically, you hang the monitor into the
You
arm.
hang the monitor, the screws. You actually put them here on top, and you don't have to ask anyone to help actually because this is quite easy. And then afterwards, you get the MCs, which are supposed to protect
You
the
see,
back.
MSI Eagle was a bit too soon in the chat. He said, I would screw the arm to the monitor because you need 2 people now. And then he saw you put it on there.
No, see, that's the thing. So with other...
No need for 2 people, so I
With
can
other
just
monitor
sit here
arms-
and continue relaxing. Cheers, guys.
With other monitor arms, I always needed to ask like my brother or my girlfriend to like help me out. But luckily, MSI...
And they were like, screw you, I'm watching a movie.
Yeah. But luckily, MSI gave us a solution for this, and that's this. You just use the weight itself of the monitor to keep it in check. So then you use an MC and an MA or an MB. They are almost the same. The MB is a little bit thicker.
Lee Watt says in the YouTube chat, 2 monitors, 1 guy. I'm not sure if this is getting any more family friendly.
Yeah, I think we've landed in a very
Is it one of those
unfamily-friendly
streets?
territory. I mean, if you want RGB on this, you can actually add LED strips on the sides, so you don't see it anyways, and then you have an RGB monitor arm.
Just for extra FPS.
I mean, I love RGB. I have so many RGB things at home. I got nano leaves, I got the streamer cables, I have LED strips around my table.
I'm thinking about if I have anything RGB. Technically, the lights in my, I never use this, but the lights in my room, because they're smart bulbs, they can do RGB, but they're always just on default yellow light. But I think that's the only RGB I have.
Perfect. So this one is already tight, and you can actually make this tighter. So like how far you want it down, how far you want it up. You can make this tighter so that it doesn't automatically go up, because there are some screens that are a little bit too light, so they will go up. So the monitor arm goes up automatically. But of course, not everybody is the same height. So you would want a height of the screen suitable to you. So for me, I think this is okay. I think this is okay for me. And now I'm just gonna screw the second one.
And RT says one of my computers has enough RGB to light the room on its own. That's a lot of RGB.
I mean, that's pretty much what mine does. I think I have like 9
So no
fans.
need for like Philips Hue lights and stuff for ambient.
You know, I'm like, if I don't have enough lighting in my room, I have like a light bar. And my colleagues, especially Peter, I think you guys know Peter. He told me, what do Asians have with light bars? I really don't know.
Is that a thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost every Asian has a light bar.
Really?
I don't know why either.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. I don't have one myself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
have ceiling lights.
I managed to get one through a discount from a friend, so why not? It's nice for work.
But is it like a light bar on top of your monitor? Or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
It's the one that's similar to the. We had a Pro monitor deal where we also gave like a
We actually
light
may
bar,
have
if I
one.
remember.
Let me see if there is still one laying around. I know
No,
it was.
no, I
somewhere.
brought it back to the office.
Ah, you brought. Okay.
Yeah. But it's similar. Mine is wireless, of course, and I have a controller with it. But
Wireless. How is it? Just like a battery powered thing?
Yeah.
Or? Ah, okay.
I mean, that kind of like ruins it for me sometimes because then
Because
I
it's
have
like in a
to-
fixed position, right? Then.
You mean the light bar?
Yeah.
No. The controller is you have it like you control it through a controller, and then the light bar is connected through a USB cable.
Ah, okay.
And if you have a screen that has power delivery, it's an easy solution.
Indeed.
You can just use it and then put the cable behind the screen, and then you won't see it anyways. So
monitor 2. So what screens were you using again today?
So these are the QRF-QD, the 27 QRF-QDs. So they have a quantum dot layer.
So it's like MAG
Yeah,
274 QRF-QD, right?
Yeah.
So they're like 1440p quantum dot IPS monitors.
You know, before I actually worked here, I did not know what quantum dot was. Never heard of it.
No, really?
Yeah.
Because I think like Samsung and stuff have been using it in TVs for a while as well, I believe.
Yeah, well, I don't watch much TV.
You don't watch TV?
I only watch on my computer.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch Champions League either.
Nope.
But quantum dot works with a blue layer. Maybe for football we would need one with a green layer.
Wait, did I have it not? Oh. Wait.
So basically, once you screw this on, you're already set. Apart from the cables, of course, you have to connect it.
Okay, somehow this is not screwing. Maybe because I have to screw the top in first, I guess.
How's the screwing coming along?
Yeah. I guess black screws are. No, just kidding. I'm gonna keep it family friendly.
It's the size of the screws. Arjen says, what is for cable? What do you mean? Like eventually you need two cables a monitor because we need to power it and we need like a DisplayPort cable to it.
No, you got the right ones though. Weird.
And then Monkit will also do some cable management through the monitor arm. So that's also a nice thing about this monitor arm, I think, because you can nicely bundle your cables to the arms, and then you get them together at the bottom.
I'm just gonna use original screws because although they're not working.
Are you using the wrong screws?
Yeah, I think so. See, like, yellow ones didn't work, but the black ones fit perfectly. Oh well.
The silver ones didn't work.
Nope.
That's interesting because on the left one, yeah, silver
It
one.
worked, exactly. And it's exactly the same screen. I might have mixed.
Maybe you've got different silver screws with it.
No, I might have mixed them up while preparing for this stream. All right, so this is fully done. Wait, let me screw this tight just to be sure.
Hello, hello, Youpster. Welcome, welcome. Eversea Eagle has a request.
Yeah.
Can you guys show us how far the monitors can go apart from each other?
Okay, sure. That's no problem.
Pretty
I think
far,
this
because you have like the whole distance of the arm that you
I
can...
think this is as far as you can get if you want them facing you as well.
And
That's
I think
about-
if you push them down a bit, you'll probably go even further apart as well.
Yeah. Well, no, actually no.
Yeah,
It's-
slightly it looks like.
It kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But then again,
Because you get a more horizontal orientation of your arm then.
yeah, but I wonder who would put it this low. I mean, I wouldn't. I think. I mean, like I said, it depends on your height. So yeah, maybe you would do it. Let's see. So I'm gonna clean this up a bit.
NRT says, so the arms aren't telescopic.
What do you mean telescopic?
I think those are like not the gas spring kind of monitor.
Oh, no. These are gas springs, so.
Yeah, so you can move them up, down, etc.
And personally, I prefer that a lot more, especially.
It's a bit more versatile. It can go in more directions, height adjustment. You just hold the monitor and move it in whatever direction you want to put it in.
Can it handle bigger than 36-inch monitors?
No.
I'm afraid no. To be honest, these are more fit for 27-inch monitors. And also
Maybe a
depends on the
lighter
weight.
32 would work, but officially the monitor arm is rated for up to 27 inches.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
yeah, it depends very much on the weight of the monitor as well. Like if you have the same face amount and your monitor is not too heavy, a bigger monitor may work for you, because as you can see, you can put them quite far apart, so you wouldn't really struggle with it from that perspective. If you, for example, use a 33 or 32 inch, 36, bigger than 36, maybe a bit too much then.
So cable management wise, it's easy. You can put it through here, the power cable. Maybe I can show it with the, I feel like I'm going to mess up the cam again.
Yeah, did you break it?
I think I broke
You
it.
break it, you buy it.
I think I broke
That's
it.
good, because we need a new one.
I have one at home.
Oh, all good, it works.
Oh, it
It
works.
still works.
So you can see here, you can actually put a cable through it.
That's a nice white piece. Nice white PC
Okay,
you have
actually,
hidden
you know
underneath
what?
the desk there.
I'd rather do it like this.
Yeah, because there is like a bit of a cutout in it, right? Can you maybe
Yeah.
show on the other arm?
Not sure if you can see
Yeah,
it, but
this
here
is possible.
you can see like there's a shape in it, so that you can actually
Put the cable
there's
through.
an opening, so you can kind of like slide it in.
And it is like a zigzag kind of thing, so it doesn't fall out, right?
And this is perfect because there's not just one, there's two of them. So on the top, you can do it again. If your cable is long enough, of course. This also depends on the length of your cables.
Eversea Eagle's asking how much space do you need to install the base?
Oh, you know what? I'll use my phone as a measurement.
That's
About the size of an iPhone.
yeah, like the base is not too big. Because you clamp it, it's still very firm. But the space it takes on your desk is extremely minimal, much smaller than when you would use like a regular stance of a monitor. NRT says no banana for skill today. No, sorry, I already ate that one. My bad.
No banana for skill. No.
Unfortunately not.
I already ate it. Sorry, guys.
You also had a banana today.
Yeah.
We always have these fruit baskets at the office. But we sometimes save a banana up for skill later on in the stream. But we didn't think about it today, so I think all the bananas were eaten.
So you might wonder, does a DisplayPort cable fit? Yes, it does. You might need to put a little bit more pressure in it, but it actually fits.
And 7 Gaming Citadel says, I'm using the C32C4X, or one of these ARM handle a 32-inch monitor. Like officially not, but it may work if it's not too heavy. I don't know the exact weight
You have
of
to
the
check
screen
the weight.
without the stand, because that's usually a lot of the weight of a monitor is the stand. So if you take it off, it may be light enough that it works, but officially it's rated for up to 27 inches. But to be honest, I do not always strictly follow the official rating of things anyway. Fijo Mayo is asking, they can be somehow secured so that they don't move anymore? You mean like the monitors itself? It's like it's not completely fixed in a sense that, hey, this is my position and now I screw it tight and I can drag them around and they don't move. It's not like that. Like the idea of the monitor arm is actually that you are able to move them. Of course, they do stay properly in position if you just use your setup in a normal way. But if you like bump into your monitor, that will definitely adjust like basically the setting of your monitor arm.
That desk doesn't look solid. It is.
Yeah, it actually is.
It's a very solid desk. I'm actually kind of surprised. You could actually stand on it and you'll be fine.
I've done that actually. And I think soon I will again, because December is coming up and we usually have our Christmas decorations. And that's usually the time when I stand on this desk to be able to properly decorate our studio.
Amazing how a small bracket can hold that much. Yep. Mine is from wood as well at home, and
this is actually wood as well, I think. Swat says mine is thicker. Yeah, the thing is, it depends a bit. Like if you have solid wood, then that's definitely good. But some of the thicker desks, I think, like Mankit mentioned with certain IKEA models, is that they have like this cardboard kind of stuff in it, so it's not actually solid. So it is thick, but not solid wood. So it depends a bit. But usually, if you have like a solid wood desk, it's probably a bit more expensive.
If you buy a desk from IKEA, I suggest you actually get a kitchen top, because those are most of the time they're solid wood and they actually function as a table.
Yeah, the desk in my home office is actually not a desk, it's just a kitchen top, and I use the regular legs of like a regular desk underneath the kitchen top, and it works fine indeed. Was also super cheap actually. Kitchen top. I was surprised by that.
I think it was like 120 back then. Not sure how much it is now.
Oh, mine was even much cheaper, I think. I actually bought it because I wanted like a very long desk at the time that me and my girlfriend could use next to each other. So it's like 2.5 meters or something, and I couldn't find a proper desk in that size. So that's why I just bought the countertop, the kitchen top. And it works fine, it's solid. And eventually we wanted even more space, so we bought 2 separate desks.
Okay, actually, now stand on the other side.
The homemade desk basically moved to my home office. So some cable management on the other side as well?
Yep. Oh wait, this one is... What would go perfect with this actually is also like a docking station and something under the table to actually hold all the cables, so that the cable management on the like behind your desk is also done properly. Because right now at home, all my cables are on the floor. I mean, you can't really see it behind the desk.
You didn't do cable management at home? My goodness.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Swat says, I definitely recommend long desks for when you want an ultra wide. Well, if you get a long desk, then make sure you don't have to share it, so you can actually use all the space for that kind of stuff. Because from the 2.50 meters, I just got well, I started off with 125, and then she slowly took over more and more and more of my desk, and at the end I had only 1 meter left, I think.
Perfect.
And with my sensitivity, that's not enough.
I
Not
like
enough
ultra wides, but purely for work. I tried playing on them. No, not for me. Especially when you
for
play
me, it very
shooters.
much depends on the type of game you play. Of course, you can always set your resolution to 16:9. But like for simulator kind of games, like racing sims or flying sims, I think ultra wide is really cool. I think also for like the strategy games or city builders, I could imagine like NO 1800 would be fantastic with an ultra wide. For shooters, I also prefer 16:9.
So, the way it would look like is this. So personally, I like to have my second screen in a portrait because most of the time I have Discord, Spotify, YouTube, and maybe like a live stream on Twitch. Let's see, how do I want to show it? Because this is covering the cam. Oops.
I can move the camera.
Ooh. Okay. I will do it like this, perhaps. So this is how I would have it set up at home.
I would do one thing differently.
Second one looks like for spreadsheets. I mean, it's perfect for spreadsheets. Or if you do coding, it's also perfect for it.
Monkit, is it possible for the monitor on the right, the one you currently have in portrait mode, to turn it 180 degrees?
180.
So basically still have it in portrait, but the other way around.
You mean, wait a minute. You mean this way? Oh, wait, I need to put this one back. Yeah. The reason it's moving so much is because I haven't tightened these
NRT already
bolts.
figured out the reasoning why I would want to turn it like that.
Why?
It's indeed because of the chin of the monitor. The chin of the monitor is thicker than the top bezel.
Oh, like that, but yeah,
like this.
Yeah, but that's because if I go back here, I need to put this.
Yeah, okay, but then you can turn it around
Okay,
again.
okay, I get it, guys.
But yeah, it's indeed exactly what I meant NRT. So you have like the chin, so in order to get it closer and to have like, to profit from the thinner bezels, you basically want to have the top bezel of the screen because it's as narrow as the side bezel of the other screen. So they're basically closer to
Driver
each
from
other.
GeForce? Hey, what?
Driver from GeForce, maybe to set everything properly in terms of multi-screen. Yeah, it works. The Windows itself also has some settings you can play around with. Usually both work.
Okay, so now I'm gonna set it up the way I would at home. Not the way I have it at home, because I have mine stacked and I don't really have a choice. Let's see, how will I have this? The reason it's moving so much is because I haven't tightened the bolts yet. So you have bolts here, and you have bolts here on the bottom, and you have bolts here to move it. I haven't tightened them yet because I don't know per se how I want my screens. Oh wait, now I actually want to turn
Now
over.
you want the chin on the other side, yeah.
Yep.
Because in the demonstration, like the portrait one was on the right side. For Monkit, it will now be on his left side, of course, because it turned him around.
This is perfect, I think, for me. And the thing is, actually, you can also put the cables of your mouse and keyboard in the monitor arm as well. But nowadays, I have a feeling that a lot of people use wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard. I'm not generalizing, of course, but the people that do wouldn't have this cable problem, I think.
I think it's still like quite separate. Some people still continue to use wired mice. I do think the like wireless mice have become a lot better over the past couple of years because you also can get like 1,000 hertz
more like
or
this.
even more over wireless.
Perfect. And this is how I would game. I would pretty much have things like I said, Discord on the other screen, chat. For example, if I'm streaming, not that I do it, but if I were to do streaming.
What do you mean, not that you do it? What are you doing now?
I mean like my own live stream, of course. Okay, let me see if I can
Neo Linkster says, I can't stand charging anything.
I can't stand.
Makes sense, I can imagine. Like having a cable is really low effort in that sense. You don't have to think about battery life or anything.
The thing is, like, I charge everything when I go to sleep. So it's always fully charged when I wake up.
But
and I have.
you do that every time, because I think for your battery that's not always ideal.
It's okay, I have warranty.
For the first 2 years, yes, but
No, that's true. You can channel the cables behind the clamp screws under the desk as well. Yeah, see, so I'm not the best at cable management. Like I said, at home, there's still
let's
cables
have a look at the
hanging
detail
all like everywhere.
yeah, could be better.
Could be a lot better. I know.
Hey, we have one of those thingies. I dropped it near your desk.
Oh yeah.
Let's bundle it. Let's do some proper
Okay.
cable management. Not this low effort kind of stuff that
I
we
mean,
see
this
here.
is not a cable management stream.
But we want to make it look pretty, of course.
All right. Let's see. How would I do this? But the thing is, the display cable I'm using is kind of short. I don't. As you can see, this is really tight.
You should use a longer display port cable.
Yeah. Shut up. Yes, I needed to do a lot more preparation. I know.
Yeah, everyone, that is something to keep in mind. If you put your monitors on ARM, you usually need a somewhat longer DisplayPort cable than the ones you may use by default. And also the ones in the packaging are usually 1 meter, so you don't have a lot of excess cable length. But for monitor arms, you do need a bit more usually. So keep that in mind, that the cable you're using now may not be long enough in case you're using a monitor arm. Especially if you want to do like proper cable management and all those kind of things.
But also be careful which cables you buy, because it is kind of, there is a correlation between longer cables and the quality
And signal
of the cable.
quality,
Yeah.
That's the thing. But usually, like DisplayPort, if it's like a high quality cable, 2-3 meters shouldn't be much of an issue. If you go like 10 meters plus, then of course it becomes an issue. Especially if you use like a higher resolution, high refresh rate monitor, because it needs a lot of bandwidth. I also had that with
can't do
certain
better than
HDMI
this.
cables, because I use at home, I have a projector and it's mounted on the ceiling, and I needed a very long HDMI cable to get it there. So I have a 10-meter cable for it, and the first cable I bought, I could not get the resolution refresh rate of the beamer over 10 meters. Then I bought a way more expensive, higher quality cable, and then it worked. So it is something to keep in mind.
All right. That's the best cable
let's
management I could
first
do.
assess your cable management. Oh, this already looks better. This is more neat. Chad, what do we think?
No.
Did he pass this? I think you still need, because on your very left there is still like a cable laying around. That doesn't look very neat, of course.
Shut up.
Let's make it look pretty.
Oh wait.
There we go.
This is a longer DisplayPort cable. I found one.
Oh, now you found one. So you didn't use it. FRC says good enough. Okay, you passed it.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. Wait.
Nice. So what do you currently have on your left monitor?
Nothing.
Nothing. Fix that.
Well, I have my screen duplicated, so.
Swat also says I had to lower from 75 Hertz to 60 Hertz because of a cable. Yeah, indeed. Cable quality and length can definitely differ.
Wait, I need to do.
That's also
something
why by
really
default you
quick.
don't want a longer cable than necessary. Like if your computer and your screen are very close to each other, you don't want to use a 10-meter cable. It can basically only ruin your experience, whereas it doesn't give you any benefits. It will also make your cable management life harder because you have a lot of excess cable. That's also why like the cables that come included in our box are not like
Identify.
extremely long, because for most people that would not be beneficial at all. Lexer Black says, can it be placed up and down? How do you mean exactly? If you can put like the monitor up and down? Because yes, you can. Can you maybe
Oh,
demonstrate
you
that?
mean like something like this? Like move it up and down, or do you mean that, or?
GigaRam says,
Please
please tell me I didn't win the football game. I save the universe on a daily basis. I'm not interested in football.
Oh no.
Well, GigaRam, I have good news for you. At least in the first drawing, you were not the winner. But talking about this football game, can you maybe pull up the slides we have? Okay.
Give me a quick minute.
He
Make
was
this
already
my main
secretly playing
display.
games, I think.
Because I'm trying to make sure that you can actually see what I'm going to show later. So I have to change my main display.
Spot says, have you ever tried to repair a neighbor PC, but it was from cables and not the PC? Oh yeah, I've definitely had some faulty cables in the past, for sure. Mostly HDMI ones. In my experience, DisplayPort cables are a bit more solid. They don't give issues as often as HDMI. But like the cheaper HDMI cables, they can be very flimsy at the connector, mostly actually. Also, some people tend to abuse cables, Eric. And then you can actually break kinda, yeah, it's not really break, but like bend, like the HDMI connector. And that's also not very beneficial, of course, for a cable connection. But yeah, I think HDMI cables can be a little bit tricky in that sense. DisplayPort cables, in my experience, are pretty good, pretty solid. Bushido ZA says, I had a bunch of HDMI cables break by the connector. Yeah, exactly. I've also seen multiple of those.
Okay, I think there's something wrong with my cable. Now that we're actually talking about the cable.
Are you using an HDMI cable?
No, I'm using DisplayPort, but
so you're destroying my whole story here.
You know what? I'm gonna use the thicker cable.
So I actually prepared a proper cable for you, and then you decided not to use it. So now you did this. Okay, chat, take note. Always test your setup before you do cable management. My kid already regrets not doing that.
See, and now I have to undo the cables.
And have to do it all over again.
Keep our viewers entertained while I unscrew the screw up.
Knockout 5K says, hi, can you give me feedback about the build I made around MSI with a PC part picker link? So quickly checking the link. 5800 X3D, good choice. Core Liquid C360. I think that's even a bit overkill actually for that CPU. The 5800 X3D is a very efficient CPU. You could definitely already cool this with a 240mm radiator. So you could, for example, go for a C240 instead of a C360. But on the other hand, if you have a bigger radiator, you can usually make it a bit more silent because you can run the fans at a lower RPM. But the cooler 360mm radiator is definitely a bit overkill for a 5800 X3D. Motherboard, MPG B550 Gaming Plus. Yeah, all good for that CPU. Good combination. Memory, G.Skill Aegis, 16 gigabytes, DDR4, 3000 CL16. To be honest, memory is dirt cheap at the moment, and especially with a quick CPU like the 5800 X3D, if you want to already future-proof it a bit, I would personally suggest to go for 32 gigabytes and also for 3600 megahertz, because it is so cheap at the moment to get memory. That way you avoid having to upgrade in the future. Also, usually signal quality is a bit better if you only use 2 modules, so you can immediately get a 32 gigabyte kit instead of adding modules later on and having 4 DIMMs.
All right, everything should be working now.
Let me see. SSD, wrong brand. No one wants a Kingston SSD. No, just kidding. It's an okay SSD. I would, of course, I have to recommend MSI Spatium. But it's okay. Like for gaming, speed is also not too important on your SSD. If you want to do more productivity work, but looking at the 5800X3D you picked, I would assume that this is more focused at gaming, then it doesn't matter too much. So with Gen 3 SSD would be already fine there. Graphics card brand, definitely wrong, you have to fix that. The case, MPG Gangnam 300R Airflow, I love that case. We did a build in it as well. I think it's one of the most convenient cases to build in, and I like the looks of it. Power supply, MAG A850 GL. May even be a bit like for this specific system. If you want to get an 850 watt power supply for future proofing, then sure go for the 850 watt. But for this specific system, 5800 X3D and 6700 XT, 850 watts is a lot. You don't need that kind of power supply. 750 would already be slightly overkill. You could even run this over 650. But yeah, to bump it down to 750 would definitely be fine as well. But for future proofing, you can definitely go for an 851 as well. Okay, Mankit, did you fix it?
Yes.
Yes,
finally.
you actually you can see on both screens now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so you can switch to. Oh. Wait, can you actually see my screen now or not?
I can see at least a screen. If it's your screen, I don't know. I cannot see the other side of yours.
It's not changing. This is weird.
Can you go to your display settings? Then you can fix it there.
Identify. Okay.
If you press Windows key P, then you can cycle through the different display modes.
I know what I did wrong. I duplicated the wrong screen. Give me one quick moment. This is 2, so duplicate this on 1 and 3.
David James says, are these monitors HDR?
Ah, perfect.
Yes, these are HDR supported monitors. Of course, it depends per monitor. Like you have different HDR ratings. I'm not sure what the exact rating of this one is on the top of my head. Do you know, maybe, Mankit? The HDR rating of these monitors?
If I remember, this doesn't have HDR.
No, but I think it can accept certain HDR signals. Let me
Oh no,
quickly
wait,
look
actually
that
no,
up.
it does.
Oh yeah, I think it should be able to.
400?
QRFQD. But
I
like
think
you have
it's-
different HDR ratings, so
I think
they're
it's
definitely
400.
not all the same. Yeah, so this is just HDR ready basically, so it can handle the HDR signals, but like these monitors are not meant for like an extreme HDR experience. Then you would have to look at the higher end model. So this is an MAG model. Usually those kind of more intense HDR experience monitors are like an MPG or even MEG models. But yes, it can handle the HDR signals for sure. What is the refresh rate of those screens? They're 165. Yes, hertz.
Oh, I didn't change it to 165. I mean, this is something that some people tend to forget.
Yeah, like if you buy a high refresh rate monitor and if you continue to use it at 60 hertz because of the setting, then you wasted your money. So make sure to check that if you get a high refresh rate monitor.
165. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually change my second screen, which is this one, and I change it to portrait mode, because that way I can actually use it for other things. I mean, if I'm going to put it in a portrait mode, but I leave it on landscape, it's quite hard to navigate. But I'm also going to put this in the middle so that
this is always a little bit of trial and error to get this correct in this configuration. Like if you use multiple screens all in landscape views, that's basically the horizontal standard view, so the 16:9 instead of 9:16. Then you can just put them side by side, of course, and identical because they're basically in a row. But here, because one is in portrait, so the vertical next to the landscape and horizontal, you basically have to adjust how the height is relative to the other. So in the Windows settings, you can drag it up and down a bit, and it's a bit of trial and error to see if you're in the right spot. And the way to check it is just use your mouse cursor, move it from one screen to another, and you can see if it's going in one straight line, then you're good. If all of a sudden your cursor jumps up or down, then you have to try again.
But yeah, what I want to show you guys real quick is actually the difference between how much desk space I now have in comparison with what I had before. So now I actually have the whole desk and I can use it the way I want.
So that allows me to dump even more trash on my desk than I can with monitor stand.
Exactly.
But I'm not sure if this is a good idea for me because I usually have a lot of stuff on my desk. But if you keep everything clean and tidy, then it's very nice, of course. But I'm not very good at that.
Good evening, Debarata.
Debarata, welcome. One of our regulars.
So you wanted to show our
Yes,
viewers.
while you pull that up, I'm
Cool.
going to draw another winner in our giveaway. So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider or follow the direct link that I will put in the chat right now. And that should work at least on YouTube and Twitch, maybe even Facebook. There you can participate in our Gleam giveaway, and we will be giving away several Football Manager 24 key codes. Within Gleam, you can perform certain actions. The more actions you perform, the bigger chance you'll have to win. And if you're a returning visitor, make sure to claim your loyalty bonus to get a slight edge in the giveaway as well.
You can draw 2 winners.
That's a good idea.
And then at the end of the stream, we're going to draw 2
We
more.
can do some more. Oh, difficult names. The honor is. Oh, I know one is in the chat right now.
Yep.
Let me make this a little bit bigger. I know you're wearing your glasses, but I'll make your life a little bit easier.
So
Our second winner for today?
Abnilash. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I
Abnilash?
think so. Abhilash.
Abhilash.
Congratulations. You also won a key code for Football Manager 24. And our next winner
Is SWAT Cats.
Congratulations. I'm sure SWAT Cats is still in the chat. You also
Yeah.
won a game code for Football Manager 24. And I also want to congratulate GigaRam for not winning because GigaRam
no.
didn't win a football game.
Oh no, you won. Yeah, you won.
But congrats to the winners, of course,
I'm
and
not sure
to the
if you're
people who
really
didn't want to win.
into football, but you won.
So also to the winners, keep an eye on our mailbox. We will email the codes to you in the coming days with some instructions on how to
HDR
redeem.
makes my monitor look horrible with my cheap Acer. Yeah, most of the especially with cheap monitors, if they have HDR, the quality is not that great, really. It's kind of hard to get like the color correct on those cheap screens, and if they actually add it to screens, most of the time, I'm gonna be honest, it's like kind of like a marketing kind of thing. And
It's also that they can handle the signals, the HDR signals. So basically, they cannot properly display HDR, but if you get an HDR signal in, then it can handle them. I saw
seriously, what's the giveaway for? It's for Football Manager 2024.
Yes.
Can I send you cat pics?
You can always send me cat pics.
Not I don't need them, but Mike loves them.
I love cats.
You can send it to him.
Put it in the MSI Discord server. Then I think there should be a. You're watching on Twitch. I think somewhere below there should be a link to our Discord server. Actually, one of my cats is very sad at the moment. She had some problem with her teeth. So a little over 2 weeks ago, she had 2 teeth removed. And she had stitches, so yesterday we went for a checkup, but the stitches didn't hold. So she had to be stitched again. So she was very dizzy because of all the anesthesia and stuff like that. But she's recovering, hopefully.
Just the desktop wallpaper will be super dim if I turn on HDR. Then you can maybe like mess around with your screen settings itself. Maybe like a different profile that will actually make your wallpaper less dim. That's a possibility. Maybe turn on the brightness or the contrast if you haven't put it like on the highest. So 10 winners get to win. Okay. But Mike,
Yes.
I have it ready for you.
Oh, let me open it up. So, Football Manager 2024. because we're giving away these codes for a reason, because we have a nice promotion. It is in limited number of countries. So if you go to the next one, you can, let me fix this. There we go. On certain gaming chairs, and that depends per region as well. So this is for Poland and Estonia, and eligible gaming chairs here are the MAG CH120i, the MAG CH120X, and the MAG CH130i Repeltec fabric. Mankit, get off your chair, please.
Okay.
That's the Repeltec fabric. So that's actually one of the chairs in the promotion. Have a proper look at it. There we go.
Ta-da! Oh.
Yeah, all good.
Ta-da!
And also specific resellers. So we have 3 different resellers in Poland and 1 in Estonia that participate. And if you get one of those gaming chairs within the promotional period from one of those stores, you will get a free copy of Football Manager 2024. Then if you go to the next one, it is the same promotion, gaming chair with the game code, but in Czechia, even so more models are eligible. So also the MAG CH120, the CH120i, 120X, we also had in the previous one, the CH130i fabric, that's this one. So Mankit is currently sitting on the Repeltec fabric, and that one is water repellent. So actually we did a live stream about this. I'm not sure if Mankit, have you already heard about this?
No.
But the chair you're currently sitting on, I spilled Coke on it on purpose, just to show that it's like moisture repellent.
Oh no.
So I just threw Coke over it, and you can just wipe it off. It doesn't go into the fabric. So that's pretty cool of the Repeltec one. But the non-repellent one, the one I'm sitting on, is in Czechia, also part of the promotion. And the MAG CH130X, that's basically the black version of the CH130. And there are 4 resellers participated in Czechia. I know the one in Poland and Estonia should already be live, the promotion. And I think in Czechia it will be soon. Just average, Jeff says, oh, lame price. I don't think Jeff is a big fan of football.
Nope.
Hey, you don't have to participate. Don't worry, next week we will have a different giveaway again. But this week it's Football Manager 24.
How can I make the MSI ErgoFlex 300R appear in Mystic Light? Make sure it's connected to the right.
Basically, just hook it up to the
addressable RGB header, right?
Yeah, to the header on your motherboard.
Yeah.
Because it is just controlled by the. Also, make sure to use the addressable one. So that's either depending on how new your motherboard is. If you have a somewhat older model, it's a J Rainbow header, or it's the J ARGB on the newer one. Can also be a V2. It's always backwards compatible, stuff like that. But make sure to use the addressable header there.
Let's see.
Addressable is the 3-pin. 4-pin is non-addressable, and 3-pin is also 5 volts. The non-addressable is 12 volts. So don't mix those up. You will destroy your LED devices. My
board is B550 Gaming Plus. That one should have it, right?
Yeah, I think that should have. Yeah. Then you probably have a J Rainbow one. So connect the RGB header of the Gangner 300R to the J Rainbow header on your motherboard. And then basically you control it through the RGB control of your motherboard. So you won't, like within Mystic, within MSI Center, you have like the Mystic Light utility thing there. You won't see your case pop up as like a separate component because it is linked to your motherboard. So you will control it through your motherboard's RGB settings within the Mystic Light software. That's how it works in this situation. Okay, so time for some gaming.
Yeah. So what I like to do at home is actually play TFT. I don't know if any viewers know Teamfight Tactics.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like LCD panels TFT.
No.
Okay.
Because that's something
I have zero TFT gaming experience.
But most of the time I have like a video, YouTube, or Twitch on my other screen while I play.
Or if you're playing Football Manager, you can watch a football match in one screen, and you can play Football Manager in the other.
Yeah, I mean, in this case we could, but I'm not a big Football Manager fan.
So do you have the chat up in your vertical monitor now?
Actually, no. I can.
Let's fix that.
No. I have it right here. Well,
And then can you maybe turn that monitor around so people can see how it looks? They can chat to themselves then.
wait, okay, maybe you have to show me how I can actually see just the chat, or
You go to chat.restream.io/chat.
chat.restream.io/chat.
Are you logged in?
Yeah.
Do you see the chat?
That works perfectly.
Can you turn the monitor around?
Yes.
Hey chat, do you want to talk to yourself?
Do you want
This
to
is
see
your
yourself
chance.
in chat? Here, you guys. Go. You can talk to yourself. Ah. Wait. I'll remove this. You guys want to talk to yourself?
So this is an example of how you can use a vertical monitor if you're playing games. So if you're gaming and streaming, you can just have the chat open up. What you can also do, for example, is use the lower or the lower half for the chat and the upper half for your streaming software like OBS or XSplit or whatever you use.
Wait, am I actually logged in? Oh wait, yeah. Time for self-reflection. Okay. the
chat is very small. You have to make it bigger. This is hard to read.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Okay, chat, you have to be extra well behaved now because you're typing in the video as well now. Like normally the chat we can just cut off, but the video is more difficult.
So most of the time on my second screen I would have like a guide, because sometimes I don't know how the current meta is with some games, or what is the best move. For example, Mike told me that when he plays Anno, he has a certain resource
like
management.
in Anno 1800 you have like all these different kinds of building processes. So for example, you want to produce steel, or you want to produce soap bars, or you want to produce bricks or whatever, and to get like a perfect combination you need like this number of these buildings, that number of those buildings, and eventually you have like a combination. For example, for one of those buildings I need 3 of those buildings, and to get the exact combination right per type of material or whatever you're producing, that can be a bit tricky, because in Anno 1800 you have a shit ton of them, and there is like a page where you can find all the perfect combinations and can see exactly how long everything takes. So what I do as like cheat mode Anno 1800, I game in one of my screens, the other one I always use for Discord, and in my third screen I put all the basically the help page with all the exact combinations. So that's pretty helpful in Anno 1800 if you want to know how to use multi-monitor benefits in gaming, for example.
Yep.
But there are definitely, because in Teamfight Tactics you also use like a cheat monitor or something?
No. So what I use is called tactics.tools. So it's kind of like a website to show you.
Can you show it in your horizontal one, because that's like the landscape one? That's the one I'm capturing.
So it kind of shows you which comps are most popular right now. And when I play, like especially now, there's a new season, so I'm not really familiar with everything. So that's why I have to like look up which comps are kind of like strong right now, which have the best placement. That type of thing. But once I've played enough on this season, I don't need something like this. But otherwise, I'll just have YouTube, Discord, because it's nice like to have, like sometimes
I also use it a lot for Spotify. I have that a lot.
Oh yes.
On another screen.
But when I'm playing games, I noticed that recently I've been listening less to music, and I've just been watching more like vlogs or things that don't need my attention that much.
No, I very often just play some Rocket League, Christmas music in the background, and I'm good to go. Skeet says, you have 3 screens? Yes, I use triple monitor.
Yeah, Eric told me about you and Christmas music.
I love Christmas music. I'm already playing Mariah Carey on repeat in the car. All I Want for Christmas, all year long.
So right now I'm going to play one game. I have to put this on.
Why does the icon say League of Legends?
Because it's a part of League. I need to make sure that nobody sees my account.
Oh, doxing. It's too bad that I cannot ruin this for him because I'm not capturing the other one.
Sneaky.
And now the screen is not turning your direction anymore either, chat.
So, we're gonna play one game. And after that, we're going to give the last two
That's the winners.
codes to the winners.
For
So guys, should I play
Football Manager
normal,
24.
ranked, or hyper roll? If any of you know this game.
My knowledge about this game is absolutely zero.
Ranked, obvious. Do know that I have not played this season yet, so
I already hear some excuses.
no, I'll be fine. Never mind, guys, I'll be fine. Ranked it is. Or if you guys want, I can play a regular game league, but I'm gonna play.
Okay,
I
chat, let me
prefer
know how the
TFT
game
as it's
volume
more
is.
chill.
If you're almost deaf already because it's too loud, let me know in the chat, then
Yep.
I'll turn it down a bit for you. Should be okay-ish. So what kind of game is this? Because it's not like the regular League of Legends, like
No,
a
this
MOBA
is-
game, I think.
This is more of an auto chess type of game.
Okay.
So you actually put units on a board, and you put it on certain positions so that they attack certain units earlier. Or let's say you have tank units, so the units
Is
that
it like
actually absorb
turn-based
damage.
as well then?
Hmm?
Is it turn-based?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, I wouldn't say turn-based, but you get like 30 seconds to prepare, and then you fight another person.
Okay.
And when you lose HP, and when you hit 0, obviously you die.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
And the way you play is actually you try to upgrade your units. Your units have certain, they have like certain, what do you call those? They have certain traits. That was the
Okay.
word. Traits. So, for example, a character can have like 2 traits.
And are
Which-
those a bit like superpowers, or is it?
Kind of like when you play the game and you have like all kinds of traits, and then when you hit a certain number of the traits, you get like extra power.
Okay.
So let's say you have the trait, for example, Guardian, and you have 2 units that have Guardian on the board, then they both get like extra armor and magic resist. If
So
that's
1 plus
their-
1 is 3, basically.
You'll see. Let's see. Gold element last. Can we get an extra 1 on each?
It already looks a bit like a board game.
I'm playing Destiny 2 right now and Division 2 later. Onto Exoprimal. Hey, Exoprimal.
Nice, Gigaram.
Title I've heard quite often.
But Gigaram, what happens if you happen to win a copy of Football Manager 24? Then you
think you
have to
should try
change
that
your
out.
plans, and then you have to play Football Manager 24 for the rest of the week until our next live stream. You know that, right?
You should tell us what you think about the game in the next stream. So right now, for example, here you have Guardian, and Guardian says once per combat at 50% health, Guardians shield themselves and their closest ally for a percent of their max health. And then you have 2, 4, 6, which means you have a stat bonus when you hit 2 of them, or when you hit 4 of those units, or when you hit 6 of those units. And this is a new season, so I'm actually quite new with everything as well, because now you also have something called a headliner champion, which I don't know what it is, but we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna wing it here. And this is the reason why I actually have a guide on my second screen, because then if I see a unit that I can use, I'll just keep that unit and play that unit. So in the beginning, it's quite nice to have another screen that can help you with winning a game. Some people won't like it. I do. I like to win. I'll use any means necessary.
You sound like Eric. Cheat mode enabled.
No. I know I have skills. Just, guys, there will be a stream coming where I challenge Mike with Unreal Tournament. I'm announcing it now.
Nice.
It's gonna be live.
I love opponents in our tournament.
So yeah. Let's see. What do I need? 'Cause, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. Gonna buy this. Let's see. Which unit should I play? Man, I really
NRT
don't-
says NRT won Alien Dark Descent here on live stream. I thought it was good. Glad to hear that you liked it as well.
Haven't heard of that game. Probably wasn't working here back then. No, probably not.
And GigaRam already found a solution in case of winning Football Manager 24. Then Shambles will get the key.
Let's see. So right now, I know I'm going to lose. And
What do you mean you're going to lose? What kind of mentality is that?
no. There's a tactic in this game, so you actually work with an economy as well. So if you there's something called a win streak and a lose streak.
Mm-hmm.
So if you win streak, you get bonus gold when you win. But if you keep losing, you also get bonus gold, and that's what I'm trying to achieve right here because I also have this. You call it augment, so it's an extra. What do you call it? Like extra bonus stat that you get. So I get 2 gold after losing a play combat, and I gain a random component after losing every 4. And that's what I'm going to do now. I just want to collect as much money as I can and then become strong. So right now, I'm actually going to just make my board fully empty almost. So actually,
What does
so
the
that I can
speaker
win.
in the corner do?
The speaker? Oh, this is just visual.
Okay. Because there is also one on the right in a different direction, but that's the opponent one then.
Yeah. But as I said, this game is more for relaxing. This is not really like, in my opinion, a very like engaging game. If I wanted that, I would have played Apex, CS. One of those two. So let's see, do I need any of this? I do need this one. When I was aiming for loyalty bonus and it wasn't something I wanted, I would put my name as reroll entering for royalty. TFT, the game of chilling. Yep, pretty much.
So this is is this like, can you see this as like a mini game within League of Legends or?
A game mode. I'll
A
call
game
it
mode,
a game
okay.
mode. And reason it's so relaxing for me is also because the game doesn't take that long. I mean, it takes like, okay, define long, of course. For me, like 20 minutes is not that long.
Compared to Rocket League, that's quite long.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like Rocket League is not really relaxing. You got to be quite on your toes.
Man,
when you're
Rocket League
playing
is
it.
super relaxing. Have
No,
a beer,
no.
play some
I've
Rocket
tried
League,
it.
play
I've
some
tried
Christmas
Rocket
music in the
League.
background. It doesn't get more relaxing than that.
You have to keep defending your goal, and if you don't pay attention, you
That
lose.
goes automatically.
Ah,
No stress in Rocket League.
a lot of stress for
And
me.
then every time you score, you just spam what a save in the chat. And then I'm chilling and the opponent is tilting.
Oh,
It's
no,
perfect.
I should have gotten this one. Oh well. Yeah, same.
Yeah, Hussein said, I usually play it while watching
Exactly.
a movie or an episode of a TV series. Yeah, it looks like that could work. For me, NO 1800 is my real chilling game. When
Well,
you
if
can
I
just take breaks at every random moment.
Well, for me,
basically.
that would be Age of Empires as well. Another game I really like.
But Age of
It's a
Empires is, you have to
macro a lot.
be way more sharp than with NO.
Yeah, okay, but still relaxing.
It's way
for
more
me.
war based, and NO is almost a city builder kind of thing. Of course, you
See,
can
what does he do?
have some war here and there, but not as much as Age of Empires.
What game is this again? It's Teamfight Tactics.
You mostly play Age of Empires 2, right?
Definitive edition, because the graphics are a lot better on that one.
But in my opinion, Age of Empires 2 is the best one.
Same. And then afterwards it will be Age of Mythology for me, but not for you.
No, no, that's too magical for me. I would choose Age of Empires way over Age of
Maybe I
Empires.
should have played Age of Empires here.
Oh, we could do that sometime. I think Peter sometime did, I believe, did a live stream with Age of Empires 4. I think, but I don't think we've had Age of Empires 2. Could be a cool one indeed.
Okay.
It's been such a long time since I played it though. Because I haven't played the definitive edition, but I used to play the old school version long, long ago, but I really loved that game.
Okay, so as you can see, now I'm at 50 gold. It says passive income, which is 5, so that's a standard one, but then you can also gain interest. And interest is 10% of like your number here, so like if it's 50, you get 5. If it's 40, you get 4. But
Okay, chat,
there's
this
a
is
max of
economy
5.
class with Monkey.
And then when you win or lose, you can see right here on the side how much bonus gold you get. So right now I'm getting 13. And this is yeah. We want to see new games. Well,
We sometimes do new game.
we
Sometimes
do
all
have them, but sometimes
I think it's nice to have a mix as well.
you should get back to level 5 by now as a standard. No, I know. Because now I want to get to level 7 actually. And I need to put some more units on the front just to make sure that I don't die.
So you're now playing against one other player?
No, I'm playing against monsters. So these monsters, they actually drop money, items.
So these are not controlled by anyone?
No.
It's like an NPC kind of?
Yep.
Okay. I still don't
let's
have
see,
much
so
of
I
an
got
idea of what's
Bard.
happening in the screen.
Let's see, do I need Lulu? I do not. I am still going to try to lose streak a little bit more so that I can actually, let's see. I actually don't know which headliner champion I need. Hussein, do you maybe know which headliner I need for the Misfortune and Nico comp? This is Teamfight Tactics. If you're into like really heavy action type of games, this is not it, clearly. If you want something relaxing that you can do while watching a TV series or a movie or a stream.
Or while having dinner.
Or yeah, exactly.
Don't spill over your keyboard.
I regret eating at my desk because I got like a new mouse pad for my birthday and
And now you have spaghetti stains all over it?
exactly. It actually got a spaghetti stain on it. Well, and also a kimchi stain.
I think my mousepad is usually quite okay, but I did accidentally spill a huge bottle of Coke all over my keyboard in the past. Like a 1.5 liter bottle, and it went completely over my keyboard, so I had to throw that one away. But it's a long time ago, luckily. I try to be more careful nowadays.
I've got a good feeling about this.
This is okay.
Shambles is asking, can you guys play Football Manager 24 next week? I'm not sure yet. I think we still have to define what we're going to do.
That's
next
the
week.
thing.
But I don't think it's gonna be football.
The thing is, Mike is the most knowledgeable in football.
I'm the only one in our department with any clue about football. basically.
Exactly, and it's kind of hard to play a game that you have
'Cause I'm not
no
here next week.
knowledge about, or you have no real interest.
The only thing we know for sure is that next week Peter and Monkit will do the live stream.
Yeah.
We don't know what they will do yet, but they will do the live stream. Because Eric and I will be out of the office.
Azrael and Sutton press to place.
So what's currently happening, Monkit?
I'm losing.
That's
think
not what I wanted to
do I
hear.
need Nico? I do need Nico, right? Do I need Nico?
Draw29 was asking, so who were the latest winners for Football Manager? So far we had 3 winners. We had The Story Ends, we had Apislash, Apilash, sorry
Let's
for
see.
butchering
Also
your
need
name.
Echo.
And we had SWAT Cats. Those were our 3 winners so far.
Ooh, I was a little bit late. Okay.
The story Anne says, can I pass on my win, please? Yes, you can. If you want, we can redraw yours. Just confirm in the chat, well, then we will redraw it right away.
Redraw.
Okay,
Okay,
will do.
okay. That's very nice of you.
There we go.
Ah, perfect.
There we go. Okay, the honor is all yours.
Mythos?
Yeah, Mythos.
Mythos?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you won.
Don't
Football
forget
Manager.
to thank the story ends in the chat.
Oh, wait, it's my turn to draw. Ah, oh, it's too late. Okay, I'll get this one.
So why is everyone on hold now?
This looks like that game in Star Wars. Okay, right in this round, you all pick like a character with items on it. Who won? Mythos or Mythos.
Yes.
Let's see. I do not
MYTHOS.
need her. I need this. Echo. Perfect. So that means I need one more Guardian.
Gigaram says, thank you for me not winning.
Let's see, who's the extra Guardian? Oh wait, I think I already screwed up.
Are there any football fans in chat? Or none at all? Just curious. I mean the soccer type of football, not American football. Maybe some FIFA players? I used to play a bit of FIFA in the past, but it's a long time ago. But that was quite fun. When I still lived in my student home, we used to play it in like the hall. We put a television there, and we played some FIFA against each other. Some beers with it. Good times.
Oh, I see. So if I... Okay.
Edwin on air says, I only like women's football. Fair point. Is that for the football or for something else? Hussein says, still play it, still raging. Skeets is also into football.
Yeah, I really need to get used to this whole new season.
I don't really follow our national league anymore, but I do follow the... Skeets asking, are you Ajax or PSV fan? Neither. Because like the Dutch league, I don't really watch it anymore. I mostly watch international football, so the countries against each other, and Champions League. The national league in the Netherlands is like we have a couple of teams that are decent, but there are also a lot of teams where the level is not very high. Like the baseline leveling, for example, United Kingdom or Germany is quite a bit higher. Of course, they're bigger countries, but still. Edwin on air says, it's for the football, less dramatic, just good games. Yeah, fair. Well, most of the time fair, because I also have seen some dramatic moments in women football. Maybe they learn from the men, also the negative things.
Let's see, what can I do here? I think I'm going to do...
What is that? Is it like ability stuff that you give them?
That's, these are items. Let's see, this. So now I'm trying to like get the composition that I want. So I'm actually following this guide here.
Oh,
So the
you
first
have
one?
the cheat stuff in your other monitor,
I have
of
it on
course.
my other screen.
Ah,
How else do you think I'm
let's
surviving?
see how it is.
But because you get like a limited time to actually do like buy upgrades and everything.
The
It's
Saint says you still have Ajax PSV, they're a good squad. Ajax this season hasn't been the best. Like at a certain point they were actually dead last in the Dutch league. Now I think they recovered a bit, but there has been a point where they were 18th, which is the last spot. PSV is doing very good. I think they won everything so far in the Dutch league, so they're really strong this season. Gigaram says I used to do security for Derby County Football Club. Worst job I could ever get. I really don't like football at all. Well, if it's for security, maybe it's good that you don't like football, because then you don't get distracted by the match, so you can actually focus on your security job instead. Because I would probably be distracted by the match and would be looking in the wrong direction.
yeah, I'm most likely gonna die.
Yeah, you're not gonna win this?
No. I'm not focused enough.
Pure Sand said, I miss a good old Netherlands squad team. I like to watch them. Not squad, that team.
Good old Netherlands.
Yeah,
team.
Netherlands in the past,
Which
we've had some
one?
strong teams in football. At this point, it's okay-ish, but not too special.
Oh, did I just win? Oh no.
What? Are you still winning?
I actually won a bet.
Really? You accidentally won?
Yeah. Oh well.
Or was it because of your cheat sheet?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a cheat sheet. I would call it extra notes.
Skeet says Van Dijk is good. I think he is, but I think he is better at his club than in the national squad. He's still good in the national squad, but not as exceptional as in club football, I think. Maybe the team suits him less. Could be.
No, I'm dead. 100%. I didn't. Okay,
Yeah?
so when you get 3 copies of the same unit, you get a 2-star, and a 2-star gets like upgraded abilities. So what you're trying to do is actually get like 3-star copies. So that means you need 6 of them. But as you can see right here, the chance to roll a green unit is 35%, and in that 35%, you also have a percentage to get this character. So in a way, this game is quite RNG, which some people might not like.
For me, it depends a bit if I like RNG or not. If you play for fun, I think RNG is not that bad. For competitive play, RNG is not the best. Like for
No,
example,
that's fair.
Mario Kart is also a lot of RNG, of course, with the items you pick up and stuff.
Oh, okay, with the items, of course.
But then it's a lot of fun. In Rocket League, there's also such a game mode. It's kind of like Rocket League meets Mario Kart. It's called Rumble. And you also have like a timer, and every 10 seconds you get an item. So that's also RNG. But I think that's also quite a lot of fun. But you wouldn't really play it competitively.
But I feel like Mario Kart is not that RNG, just purely because of the fact that if you're first place, then you just get...
There is a bit of, yeah, it is not like fully RNG, but there is RNG involved, definitely. But you increasingly get better items once you're further down. If you're in first place, you will never get a blue shell, for example.
Yeah, of course, but
You would throw
I
one
feel like
yourself,
that's
so that wouldn't
fair.
help.
It allows you to let people make a comeback.
Yeah, it kind of does a lot of rubber banding in that sense. Skeet says my favorite Dutch player is Dumfries. Good player for sure.
Really? 70% RNG and 30% skill? Ah!
No, I think it's probably a bit less. Like, you can play Mario Kart pretty tactically. Like, straight before the finish, never be in the lead. and then knock the person out of the lead, well, that person will be basically knocked out by a blue shell. Then overtake them in the very last corner and win. That's how to play Mario Kart, right?
Which game would you guys say is the most RNG based game you've ever played?
I think by default, like by nature, battle royales are very RNG because the circle drops in a certain position.
Yeah, but
And also, it's also RNG where the weapons spawn, all those kind of things.
okay, in that sense.
So I think that there is a lot of RNG involved in battle royales just by the nature of the game, I think. Whereas, for example, if you play an arena shooter, you have like a certain weapon is in a fixed position, and people always know where that one will spawn.
Magic the Gathering, actual and online.
I'm glad you
Okay.
knew what MTG was because I had no idea.
Oh, it's only because my brother plays Magic the Gathering.
That's the card game, right?
yeah. I find Hearthstone all very RNG.
I also saw people
nowadays.
playing the Magic on the. They basically have mouse pads for it.
That's true. But they have that with like a lot of trading card games nowadays.
Okay.
I mean, recently I started. Well, I wouldn't say I really started playing this.
Blizzard also has this trading card game on the computer, right?
Hearthstone. That's the one,
Hearthstone,
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
one. Because I think that one is also played competitively quite a bit, I believe.
Yes,
They have
it
like
is.
tournaments and stuff, quite big.
Oh no, I got the item, but I can't even use it. Oh well. This is-
Shamble says my aim is like RNG.
Wait, am I missing a character? Oh, I am. Oh no. I'm missing Lilia, which is a 1-star, and chance of getting that unit is 19% and lower. Oh no. So yeah, the reason why this game is very RNG based is because once you hit, like, for example, a 3-star unit, you suddenly start to spike and you suddenly start to win a lot. For example, this guy also has a 3-star and I can't even kill this guy. So I'm probably dead here. Yeah, I'm dead.
Neo Linkster says most RNG based game. Guess what number I'm thinking of? I know. 1337.
Oh well. No, most of the time I play normals first to get like the comps in my head before
What do you mean 7th place? You didn't win?
No?
My goodness.
You want to play under the tournament right now?
I wish I had it installed and you could lose again. Let's go. But let's maybe draw our last winners for today then.
Yeah.
We are
Let's do
very
that.
big now. Now it's really mini me.
So next week we haven't decided what we wanted to do yet. We're open to suggestions, but
Doesn't say we'll follow them, but
yeah,
we can always have
but
a
we're
look.
open.
Oh, our next winner is a regular as well.
Name is Mastadox.
Masterdogs, congratulations. You also won a game
Congratulations.
code for Football Manager 24. And our last winner for today.
Is Eddie Cozart.
Eddie Cozart. Eddie,
Oh no,
Eddie,
no, Eddie Cozart.
Eddie Cozart. Congratulations. You also won a game code for Football Manager 24.
Please tell me you guys are happy with the game.
I hope so. Because we don't have time anymore to do a redrawing, but congratulations to all winners. So please keep an eye on your mailbox. Then we will email, or well, Monkit will email the winners in the coming days
Yeah.
with the game codes and some instructions on how to redeem it. So yeah, next week we know it's Monkit and Peter, but what they will do, we will find out next week. Same place, same time. Thank you so much
Awesome,
for.
not me. Thank you.
Too bad, Giga Ram. Better luck next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day.